Good morning, ladies.
Scared me to death.
It'll be okay.
All right.
You're going to be fine. I realize it's a new haircut.
It is. I got it. You know what I got this haircut? You know what I got with it?
No, what, a lollipop?
No, a bowl of soup. and a free coat.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on this gorgeous February 13th. The rain is out of the area. It's going to be just a beautiful
sunshine.
Day. Sunshine.
Birds singing.
Naked ladies running around the streets.
Whoa. You're talking about the 13th. That is my bride's birthday. Then she will not be doing.
This is your bride's birthday today?
Yeah, absolutely, February 13th.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nancy Wells. Wow.
What a sweetheart, I'll tell you.
Glad you remembered that.
Forget the anniversary.
But I'm glad I gave you a gift.
Thank you. I'll tell her I had to pay good money for that.
Yeah, gave you a coolie cup for that. There you go.
Well, that on top of the $500 stipend.
I bumped it.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
You're so kind.
Thursday, February 13th. How y'all doing, folks? This is Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. My name is Bruce Dickey. Joining today, as you might be able to tell, Lynn Wells.
An old man right here.
The Wayne County Press roving editor.
Oh, boy.
You were the editor for a smidge in time.
About a week and a half there. Yeah, maybe a couple of weeks, something like that.
That's
sat in the chair that, ooh, man.
You sat in Tom Matthews' chair.
I did.
And before him, who knows?
I don't know, but I didn't run it off in a ditch, which was great.
I mean, Tom Matthews Sr.'s chair.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
T.O., would that be right?
T.O., that is T.O., yeah.
I don't know if that was his chair or not. It didn't have that many, cigar stains or anything in it.
I don't know if T.O. smokes cigars.
I thought he chewed on cigars.
I have no idea.
I thought he did.
It's been a long time since T.O. was living.
Oh, that's true.
T.O. was, he probably died 40 years ago.
Has it been that long?
30 or 40.
Well, anyway, I was the acting editor there for a while.
How about that?
Yeah.
Very, very proud of.
Got an extra $12 for that deal. There
you go. But yeah, we're going to talk about all
that was an honor, really.
Ladies and gentlemen, I warn you in advance. There may be talk of serial killers and stuff like that on
cop killers,
serial killers.
I can't help it. I just reported.
We're going to talk about recent news.
Yes,
and there is some recent news on 2 or 3 of those things. But we're going to talk about all kinds of other things. We may not even get to the cop killers.
Boy, I hope we do.
I hope we don't.
Oh,
it's a lot more fun not to talk about.
Well, that's true.
Cop killers and serial killers.
It allows me to write and get paid, though.
Well, I do know that, and I'm all for you getting paid. What's going on in and around our area today on this beautiful Thursday, February 13th, down in Flora at noon today. It is a blood drive at the Flora Church of the Nazarene.
Good people, good folks.
This is the American Red Cross now.
Yes. That's not Bob's Pretty Good Blood Drive.
Not Bob's Pretty Good blood drive. What's the other one? Improved blood drive or something like that.
Ralph's new and improved.
Bob's new. Yeah, the one up in Effingham is a different one from the Red Cross.
That's true. There is a couple of agencies that do that.
Different one. The American Red Cross says that severe weather is impacting their ability to rebuild blood supply.
That's right.
There is a blood drive today at the Church of the Nazarene from noon to 5. You know where that is.
All folks. Blood types are needed.
That is the one there. That is the one just off of Route 50. You probably need to turn there at the catch the frontage road.
I think so, but there'll be a sign. There'll be a sign.
Catch the frontage road by Subway. And
the Red Cross always puts out a what's called a sandwich board. It's a sign.
There are 8 blood and 5 Power Red appointments available. I'm surprised by that. I think more than that. Donors, especially those with type O blood and those giving platelets, can help bolster the blood supply now by making an appointment.
Platelets really help folks with that have cancer, various types of cancer.
That's exactly right.
Oh, yeah.
Usually when you give platelets, you're helping, 3 people or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
Or is it whole blood that helps 3 different people?
Whole blood could help as many as 8 people because they'll break it down into its components.
Yeah. You can get a hold of them at redcrossblood.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS. That's 800-733-2767.
Very important.
Do you still give blood?
No, I don't.
Did you ever give blood?
No, I did not.
I gave a lot of blood.
I know you have. I know you have.
I no longer give blood. I have that. I'm on that medication.
Oh, that's the one you were talking about earlier?
That one I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, there are certain reasons why people can't be donors, and it doesn't mean that they're a bad person at all.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
There are. I know somebody very close to me that is scared to death of needles. Doesn't like.
That doesn't mean a thing. I mean, they're still good people. They can help in other ways.
That's exactly
Right.
right. Because thing is, the needle in a blood drive is a little bigger than the needle that
you get a shot with.
That you get a shot.
Yes, it is.
Vaccinations
It's
with.
basically you look like a garden hose.
It's a garden hose.
Well, you get it out quicker that way.
That's exactly right. What else is going on today? Like I said, it's a depressing show. Grief share at the First Baptist Church tonight.
Oh, humanity.
We're going to try to share our grief. 7 p.m. tonight, the First Baptist Church in Louisville has hosting a grief share group. The group meets on Thursday from 7 to 8:30. Not every Thursday, Shirley. Doesn't say.
Well, Shirley just lost a relative not too long ago. You said Shirley? Is that what you said?
Different person. Shirley may be there.
I think Shirley did.
I drove by Cheryl's house yesterday. Cheryl Beeley.
Oh, okay.
And saw the biggest bald eagle in the wild that I have seen.
Well, that could go a lot of ways. Isn't that something?
The thing was about 3 feet tall.
That's a big one.
It was sitting in the field, and it just stared at me as I.
And its nest had to have been huge.
Its head turned as I was driving down the road. I mean, I just watched the thing go like that, following me.
Isn't that beautiful? I love them.
So I thought, maybe I should have taken a picture of that thing.
Well, yeah, and put it in the press or something.
Well, I would have done that. But,
sure you would have.
I know a guy.
Hey, I know a guy,
I know a guy. But
grief share.
But
By
grief
the way,
share.
my brother-in-law in Evansville,
7 o'clock,
Indiana.
First Baptist Church in Louisville. Yes.
He does the same thing in Evansville. He has a group.
Oh, is that right?
He does.
How often do they meet? That's my
Meet
thought.
weekly.
Is it weekly?
They meet weekly.
It is weekly.
Yes, it is.
Okay, well.
And it's a great ministry. It
Go
truly
to
is.
griefshare.org if you want more information, or contact Kelly Carruthers at 618-426-9730.
It's a very important ministry.
It's wonderful. Well, it's
Call it a ministry, call it what you want, but
Your
it's
brother
important.
does that?
Brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law, okay.
Over in Evansville. Bill Swanson.
Not the brother-in-law we were just talking
not
about.
the one that sings the blues all the time.
Yeah,
no,
different guy.
not him.
Now, here's a good one. Let's get to some more fun.
Okay.
It's fun for me. I would enjoy this kind of thing. I'm not sure you would.
You don't know.
Historical programs. This is up in Marshall. You just fell asleep while you heard me say
Okay,
that.
what are we going to talk about, though?
The Marshall Public Library excited to host 2 upcoming
bet they
historical
are.
programs in partnership with the Clark County Historical Society. We don't even shoot. Our signal doesn't even go up to Clark
So
County.
why are we talking
But
about
I thought it was interesting.
Okay.
Deep dive into local history through maps and infamous figures.
Infamous figures like 7. There's one.
Mapping family history.
Oh, boy.
Discover how historic maps can be invaluable yet often overlooked resource for family historians.
Oh.
The Clark County Historical Society will showcase maps from the first county plat map in 1876 in Clark County to bird's eye view maps from the mid 1880s. How the heck they get pictures?
Well,
of
they
the
had hot
sky
air
in the
balloons back
1880s?
then, hot air balloons and
those were-
wet plate photography, you know. I
that's very
I think that's baloney.
You think so?
It can't be true.
Sanborn fire insurance maps from the late 1800s to the mid 1900s. Learn how these documents help trace ancestry and uncover lost landmarks. I love a good old map.
I love
I'm
landmarks.
a nut when it comes to good old maps.
I'll bet you are. Just sit around in your underwear and look at maps.
That's exactly right. I enjoy
Here's
it.
one I got at the DX station when I was driving out to the Grand Canyon.
I gotta tell you, you find a good old road map.
No, they're valuable.
Yeah, like a pre 1956 road map.
Route 66 is like this huge on a map like that.
Pre-interstate system.
Oh, system.
You find a pre-interstate system.
That takes you back to the 50s.
Folks, if you find a pre-interstate system,
Call
road
this
map,
guy. Call this
send
guy.
it to me. I'm not going to pay anything for it, but
Okay.
I might. I was in New Orleans.
I love New Orleans.
Went to New Orleans last year, and they have the map shops. And I went
Yes,
to
they
this
do.
map shop, and it was everything I could do to get out of there without spending all my vacation money. it would have been
Yeah, you'd have been drinking water the rest of that
drinking
trip.
water. As opposed to drinking water and eating rice, as opposed to drinking what I was
and
drinking
seafood.
and eating what I was eating. Yeah, there you go. What else is going on Thursday night, tonight, at the Tuscan Hills Winery in Effingham? There's going to be live stand-up comedy.
Oh, no.
Join them for the perfect date night or night out with friends.
That sounds like fun.
It is Valentine's is coming up.
Oh, what's the day
Live
after?
stand-up comedy on Thursday, February 13th with legendary.
How legendary?
Surely wasn't. Surely they changed his name. Legendary comedian Bob Zaney.
Oh, I know Bob Zaney. Seriously.
Bob Zaney.
Absolutely. Have you ever heard Bob Zaney?
No.
Hilarious. I'm serious as a great guy.
He's going to be at the
Bob
he's gonna be
Zaney.
at Tuscan Hills tonight.
Bob Zaney is very, very funny.
Doors open at 6, show at 7. Tickets $20 in advance, $30 at the door. He's been on Comedy Central.
He does a shtick where
Tonight show, Last Comic Standing, HBO even named one of the top 10 comics.
he is hilarious.
For Dry Bar.
He's an older guy. He's an older guy.
Regular on Bob and Tom, even hosting his own segment.
He's a good guy. Funny. You'd go.
So is Bob Zaney his real name?
No, I don't think. I think it's Ralph Zaney. Is real.
It's Ralph, not
Pretty
Bob.
sure. But you would enjoy that. I've seen a lot of his gigs.
You going?
No,
It's tonight.
I'm not. You said it was Valentine's.
It's your wife's birthday.
She doesn't want to go see a stand-up comedian. She could see that on TV. Besides, I'd have to feed her. Besides, I'd have to feed her.
You'd have to pay
I
for
took
a
her out.
meal.
I took her out last night. I said, "We're going to go out for a hamburger and Coke. You can have either one you want." I don't care. I'm buying. It's on me.
Oh, that's so thoughtful. I
thought
gotta
so.
tell you, Coca-Cola probably is getting pricey, but a hamburger's going to get a little pricier.
Yeah, I went to buy a pound of hamburger yesterday. It was $7 and something for a pound of hamburger. I thought that was ridiculous.
I made the mistake of asking to. I bought a BLT at the restaurant yesterday, and I made the mistake of asking them to throw an egg on it.
They added $1, didn't it?
Cost me $3 or $4.
Of course it did.
I couldn't believe it. Either that or they charged me a lot for.
Yeah, that should have come with a Bloody Mary. Is what that should have come.
It really should have. What else going on today, ladies and gentlemen? On February 13th, the day before Valentine's Day, is, of course, Galentine's Day. Happy Galentine's Day on February 13th.
I thought we got rid of DEI.
Apparently, I didn't get the memo.
Didn't get the memo from the White House.
Apparently not. Galentine's Day brings
Mrs. before Mrs.
women together to, I heard it, celebrate each other every year the day before Valentine's Day. Women all have their one friend who cheers on their female companions. You want me to put the camera on you. I'm trying to save us both.
And don't forget, every night is ladies' night. That's right.
I was trying to save us. Now I'm going to get fired.
Every night is ladies' night.
Here's where Galentine's Day came
That
from.
looks like a comedian from Saturday
Parks
Night
and
Live.
Recreation.
Or Parks and Recreation.
Yeah, that's Amy Poehler she was on Saturday Night
Leslie
Live.
Knope.
Yeah, that's Leslie Nope. That's her
It's
fictional
Knope.
name.
It's Knope. Nope.
It's a fictional name.
Okay. Galentine's Day.
They invented Galentine's Day on the comedy Parks and Recreation. People have taken it to different lengths. How to observe Galentine's Day: host a Galentine's Day party, create special Galentine's Day recipes, cocktails, and mocktails.
Oh.
Give each other a pep talk. You gonna give
Nancy a pep talk. Well, let me say something. I got Nancy last year for her birthday. I got her a mood ring.
Well, see, now that was celebrating Galentine's Day last year too.
I gave her a mood ring, and when she's in a good mood, it turns green.
Well, now that's
And you know what
easy for you
it
to
does
tell.
when she's in a bad mood? It turns into a red mark on my forehead.
I like
That's a mood ring there.
You might like this one better. National, ladies and gentlemen, the 13th is also National Cheddar Day.
So, who in your household cuts the cheese?
Dodie usually.
She's a cheese
my
cutter.
lovely wife is the cheese cutter.
So she has a nice set of knives and stuff. Then
Certainly, yeah.
Good,
Well, actually uses more often
a cheese cutter.
a cheese cutter like
Slicer?
that
Oh, a
device to
shredder.
the shredder there to the side.
Very nice. I love cheese. cheese, by the way. Sharper the better.
You like sharp
I
cheddar?
love sharp cheddar. I do.
Okay, now, cheddar first rolled into being in the village of Cheddar in Somerset, England, in what century, Len? I will give you 1 century either direction.
I'm going to say the 14th century.
So close.
But not really. What, the 8th?
12th.
12th.
So, yeah, one
Wasn't
century
too- I wasn't
each
too
way
bad.
is not quite
12th
there.
century.
No prize for you.
No cheese for me.
No cheese for you. While cheddar accounts for more than a third of all cheese sold in the United States, it's a royal hit in the United Kingdom.
I love it.
Where it's created. In fact, more than half the cheese, in the UK go to cheddar. A renowned cheesemaker, Peter McIntosh, brought his cheese-making skills to Tillamook County, Oregon in 1894.
And that's where we get mac and cheese. Is that, am I wrong?
I really don't think that's correct.
Well, it kind of made sense.
See, now they probably do use cheddar cheese in mac and
I think they do. What's your favorite
Most
cheese?
of the mac and cheese I get, though, is I don't know what kind of flavor it is because it's the powder.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty cheap.
That is cheap.
That's probably government cheese.
Cheap
right
and filling. What's my
What's your
favorite
cheese?
flavor of cheese?
No, just cheese. If you went to buy a wedge of cheese, not a big round thing, but a wedge of cheese, what would you buy? I know what I'd buy, but you can't find it everywhere.
Swiss or baby Swiss.
Well, you're bland.
Yeah.
You're terrible. I like Jarlsberg.
So I like Carr Valley. It's a Carr Valley is a place in Wisconsin. It's the best cheese you'll find in the area. You'll find it occasionally around here. And actually, they make a bread cheese.
Ooh, that sounds great.
On the grill, and then you throw it on the grill and you take it off and tear it apart, and it's
Delicious.
phenomenal.
Yeah, Jarlsberg. Try that sometime.
Jarlsberg.
With
Is
a
that
J.
brand
With
of
a J.
cheese?
That's a type of cheese.
A type of cheese.
Yeah, Jarlsberg.
Is it what makes
It's
it
almost hard. It's almost a hard cheese, but it's got a little bite to it. It's not stinky cheese. It's not stinky cheese.
If you're going to make fun of me, I in addition to baby Swiss, I like the Havarti.
Havarti's nice.
I like Havarti. I like
Havarti.
I will eat a nice brie from time to time.
Brie, yeah. I used to know a girl named Brie, but that's a whole different story.
Yeah, we don't want to bring that up.
No.
What else is going on today, ladies and gentlemen? This is also National Tortellini Day, and I like tortellini a
boy,
lot.
who doesn't?
I could not find a
Is
good
that
picture.
is that pepperoni on there, or
It looks like red pepper.
Well, I couldn't tell if that was meat or pepper or
No,
tomato
I think that's
or
red pepper rather than tomato. I
couldn't tell what it
not-
was.
Yeah,
Salami
I
or
guess I'm
something?
putting ugly pictures of tortellini up
That
there.
is not a good picture.
That's
of
not
tortellini.
a. See,
That's
now-
better.
That's better, but it's got all kinds of peas on it too.
May the peas be with you,
But at least it's got bacon.
and also with you.
What kind of fillings go in tortellini?
Cheese, all kinds of cheese. Sometimes
Cheese,
meat.
meats, seafood, or vegetables.
I don't want seafood in my tortellini.
You don't like seafood?
I love seafood, but not in my tortellini.
Really?
Nope, that's just me though.
See, I will eat tortellini. I'm
Not any way they make it.
I'll eat cheese and meat typically.
Yeah.
I
Pour you some marinara over it, and you got a good meal
I'm a
there.
tortellini fan. I've been a tortellini fan for. I'll tell you when I started working the Schwansman, which no longer exists anymore.
I did not know that since when.
Yellow's gone. The last November.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I hadn't bought
Well, it
much
was
from them in the
yellow.
last 500 years.
Schwann's no longer exists. It's but the Schwann's man, he'd always come to the bank. My first job was at the Fairfield National Bank, and
You'd buy tortellini
I
from
bought
him.
tortellini off
It's
him.
frozen,
and
of
it
course.
came in like 2-3 pound bags. Or
That's a
something.
lot of tortellini right there.
And I would heat up a little bit of it. And,
I'm surprised you just didn't eat it right out of the bag.
Sit there and watch Jeopardy or something.
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
It was frozen.
Of course it is.
I couldn't just eat it out of the bag.
Oh, well, it's got hurt break a tooth or something.
It was good, though.
I'll bet it is.
It was good.
Delicious.
What kind of sports we got going on
Oh, boy,
tonight?
here we
High
go.
school basketball. I will be in
Are the two topless
Dietrich.
waitresses playing tonight?
I don't think they are.
Okay.
No. I'll be in Dietrich near to topless. Thanks for rooting my
Dietrich
audience up
is
there.
not.
Robinson is at Dietrich tonight. The Robinson Maroons boys basketball. Here
Okay.
on Thursday night.
That's kind of odd, isn't it?
It's
Thursday
a little
night.
unusual. We got boys basketball all week long. Had it last night in Sisney on Wednesday. And
Cool.
tonight in Dietrich. I don't know what's going on. But I'll be there for Dietrich versus Robinson. Catch TV channel 100. NHL hockey tonight. You know what's going on in the NHL?
Boy, I don't have a clue.
It's the All-Star break.
Oh, really?
And they're having 4 countries face off against each other. The Canadians, the Americans.
I'm surprised they let the Canadians
Finns and the Swedes.
Are they going to be playing in the United States?
I'm not sure they're letting them in.
I don't think they are.
Actually, I think the whole thing's taking place in the United States.
You know what's going to really hurt American farmers when we get the tariffs on Canada?
No.
95% of the potash that farmers use comes from Canada.
I don't want to hear about that because
That's going to make it go up.
I use potash.
I bet you do.
I do.
Have you smoked it before?
Yeah, well, it's ash.
Well, that's true. I've never thought about that.
NBA basketball tonight. By the way, the hockey, it's USA versus Finland on ESPN. Finland.
Okay. They should probably do pretty good.
They're very good.
Because they're on ice most of the time.
They're very good. NBA basketball, Oklahoma City's at Minnesota. That's on TNT.
Didn't know they had an NBA team.
273. Who, what, huh?
Oklahoma's got an NBA team.
What do you think their name is?
The Cowboys.
Thunder.
The Thunder. Yeah, there's a lot of bad weather out
A
there.
lot of bad weather. How about Minnesota?
Minnesota. Oh, wait a minute. The Twins.
Timberwolves.
Timberwolves.
Twins is baseball.
I've been to a Minnesota Timberwolves NBA game. Yes.
How'd you get it wrong?
I don't know because it was so long ago. I was in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I had free tickets to a Timberwolf game, and it was like, that was fun.
It was a good time.
It was. I didn't understand a word of it.
NCAA basketball, you have no chance on most of these. At 4 o'clock today, Monmouth is at Stony Brook.
Okay.
Hawks versus Seawolves.
Okay.
What the heck is a
Seawolf? Well, I don't know. It's a crawl. It's kind of like a hootie chick, I'd say.
I guess so. That's on CBS Sports Network, Channel 378, followed by Charleston at Wilmington. The Charleston Cougars.
Okay.
At the UNC,
Wilmington Delawares.
UNC, it's UNC,
Trojans.
North Carolina.
Trojans.
The Seahawks.
Seahawks.
So they're down, I guess Wilmington's on the ocean. 8 p.m. tonight, Oral Roberts.
The Healers.
Golden Eagles. You could have gone in a lot of directions. I appreciate you going that one. Playing the North Dakota State Bison. That's also on CBS Sports Network. This is one you know. At 7:30 on Big Ten Network, Channel 358, Maryland is at Nebraska.
Cornhuskers. And what was the other one? Maryland. The Maryland Monroes.
Terrapins.
Terrapin, that's like
Turtles.
a turtle, isn't it?
That's exactly right.
Maryland
on
Monroes.
ESPN2, Channel 361. I like the Maryland Monroes.
That's good.
I like that a lot.
It's kind of like the two topless waitresses.
You saw the picture I had on my Twitter.
I did.
Memphis Tigers at 8 o'clock on ESPN2. Memphis Tigers at South Florida Bulls. See, you wouldn't have either.
No.
You might have known Memphis.
No, not at all.
And I think
Memphis Blues makes sense.
This one I've asked you before.
Yes, sir.
At 10 o'clock, San Francisco is at Gonzaga. The San Francisco we talked about the last time you were here.
The San Francisco Bridges.
Dons.
As in Don Corleone?
Yes.
As in, oh, come on.
They have a large Italian population.
The Dons.
In San Francisco.
I did
They
not
are
know
the
that.
Dons.
They have a large population of something else there, too, but they don't call them that.
Oh, no, they don't.
You started it.
I did start it. It's my fault. We'll be right back, folks. We're going to talk about, let's talk about a serial killer. What the heck?
Oh,
Back after this.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hello, folks. Bruce Dickey here with Wabash Cats TV. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you also for tuning into Wabash Cats TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. You can find it here daily at 9 a.m. and at 1 p.m. Talk about all kinds of different subjects. People, interesting folks in the community, community events coming up, just all kinds of stuff that will matter to you. Appreciate you tuning in. Thanks a lot. Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
My grandfather, Carol Rush, opened Rush Appliance in October of 1949. This is Sean Rush, and I am driven by the same determination and commitment to quality that set us on the road to success. A lot has changed in the appliance industry since 1949, but at Rush Appliance, we're doing everything we can to remain trusted, strong, and competitive. We are extremely proud of our roots, and we look forward to providing you with quality and service at Rush Appliance and Furniture Company in downtown Fairfield.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back.
So happy to be here on this.
We're having a good day. Let's switch cameras, see what that, and if that makes your hair look better. I think that makes my hair much brighter.
Let's stick with that shot.
I like that shot.
Yeah,
I like that shot. See, and then I can zoom in on.
Scaring me to death.
You'd prefer not to do that?
You can see all my chins.
All right, Lynn.
I got more chins than a Chinese phone book.
That's a good old
That's
joke.
a good one there.
Yeah, good old joke that everybody's sick of.
What do you want to talk about today?
Let's talk about. Tell me, since the last time you were here,
Yes, sir.
you have had all kinds of fun, odd dealings with the Indianapolis Star.
Yes.
Odd dealings with the in trying to follow a case that you have been following for. Tell me how the newsrooms work these days, Lynn.
Well, let me tell you. So I was very interested in covering the Bruce D. Mendenhall's third murder trial in County, Indiana, which is Indianapolis, and so. Because I work for a newspaper, it made sense to call another newspaper, just not a competitor, of course, and ask them if I could.
It's Indianapolis. They're not a competitor.
They're not a competitor. So, and I just knew they'd be covering the Bruce Mendenhall serial killing murder trial.
You knew it.
Oh, absolutely.
Of course.
So
it's a serial murderer.
I get on the telefunken and
what?
Telephone.
Okay.
That's German for telephone.
Pumpkin.
No,
I heard pumpkin.
I get on the telephone and I call the Indianapolis Star. This phone is not set up to receive voice calls. Now, this is on their official website.
This is their
official website. Yeah, no, that was just the operator.
Okay.
Nothing. So there's another number. I'll just call that one. Hi, you've reached the Indianapolis Star subscription department. If you have a problem with delivery of your paper, press 1. And I went through all of the options, nothing but subscriptions and deliveries. No. So they said, would you like to chat with us? Sure, hit chat. This is Lynn Wells, Wayne County Press. Like to speak to somebody in the newsroom. Here's the number. You can ask for Roy, whoever Roy. Call that up. This phone is not set up to receive voice calls at this time.
Voice calls or voicemail?
No, voice calls. It's not set up to take
like
any
fax number.
No, it wasn't a fax number. It's just not set up to take anybody. I don't know how you get a hold of a reporter at the Indianapolis Star. Period. Maybe they just work in a tiny vacuum. and they go out and do their thing, and they write their stuff and don't take calls. But I bet I made 30 phone calls trying to reach somebody at the Indianapolis Star.
I can't believe it. I'm just astonished.
I am astonished too, and I was so frustrated I almost threw my cell phone across the room, but then that cost too much, so I didn't do that.
Oh.
So I said, hey, I worked 13 years in television. So
You've also worked how many years in newspapers?
a lot of years.
You started.
And radio. But anyway, so I call a friend of mine at one of the Indianapolis TV stations, and I get a hold of the assignment editor, and I said, Lynn Wells, you might want to be interested in are you going to be covering the Bruce Mendenhall trial? Is that coming up? I said, yeah.
Did
As a matter
you know
of fact,
about it?
She generally knew the guy, but didn't know the case was coming up for trial. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And I said, I would like to, work with you on this.
Cool.
I'll give you my background on Bruce Mendenhall if you'll help me with the case. She said, absolutely. He said, tell you what else we'll do. We will request cameras in the courtroom. They can petition the courts in Indiana to allow a camera in the courtroom. It's usually a pool camera, but it's a camera. I said, that'd be great because I'd like to use a photograph of the proceedings. And she said, great. You can have anything I got. And I gave her what I had. We worked together. Beautifully. One phone call, assignment editor, 2 or 3 emails back and forth, and I had the whole thing. I couldn't get anybody to answer the phone at the Indianapolis Star newspaper. Nobody.
A major city newspaper.
A well-respected newspaper. But anyway, I wound up working with a really, really nice group of people at the ABC. It turned out to be the ABC affiliate in Indianapolis. They were very helpful. I was helpful to them. We reciprocated. I covered the story.
Tell me the story. What is the
Mendenhall
Indianapolis part of Bruce Mendenhall? If you're unaware, Bruce Mendenhall is the serial killer from Albion,
Illinois. I used to be a truck driver, over-the-road truck driver. Worked for a company out of Albany, believe it or not,
right.
Delivering, I'm going to say cabinets, some sort of stuff for interior, construction stuff like
Okay.
that. But anyway. He's also been named the prostituter. That's one of his nicknames because he shoots prostitutes at truck drivers.
That was down in Tennessee.
Down in Tennessee. So he was arrested in Nashville, Tennessee for one murder. Went on trial for that. Convicted, got life in prison. Then he went on trial for another Tennessee murder. Found guilty. Life in prison. So he's got 2 life sentences he's serving, plus a bunch of other time for soliciting a cellmate to kill the investigator in the case. But anyway, he's doing a lot of time.
So he's not a good person.
Not a good person. So he comes to Indianapolis, Marion County. He's been in the Marion County Jail at Indianapolis for, I want to say, 6 or 7 years.
Oh, he's still in Indianapolis.
He is still in Indianapolis.
I thought he was in Tennessee.
He was in Tennessee.
Oh, they brought him up to Indianapolis for the trial on this trial.
So they transferred.
6 years ago.
He has been sitting in Indianapolis, Marion County Jail all these years, waiting to go to trial. Finally went to trial. And I just figured this is going to be a 10-day, 2-week trial or something like that. 2.5 days
Really?
is all it was. And the prosecutor put on one key witness, and that was Paul Postiglione, who was the Nashville, Tennessee detective who spotted Mendenhall's truck at a truck stop in Indianapolis and just walked up and said, "Are you Bruce Mendenhall?" So what are you doing here? Because we have this very truck on surveillance moments after a body was dumped in a trash bin here at this truck stop several weeks ago. Yeah, I'm Bruce. And from that, they found a bag of bloody clothes in the cab of the truck. And they found a rifle. And they found handcuffs. They found a billy club. They found all kinds of evidence. DNA within that bloody bag showed the DNA of at least 7 women.
7 victims.
And so they matched it to 2 people in Tennessee, and there's one in Indianapolis, and there's others. So anyway, he's awaiting trial. His next trial is going to be in Alabama, I do believe.
So one might ask, why do they keep putting this guy on trial? And shouldn't he? I mean, he's already in
won't
prison
plead guilty to anything. He has nothing to lose. First of all, if he can get out of this jail and go somewhere else, hey, different air, get to see some sunshine, because he's never going to get out of prison ever. But he has nothing to lose. That's he gets to move around the country a little bit.
Did you ever meet him?
Yes, I did. In fact, I waited on him one time as a bartender.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'm serious. It's long ago and far.
How do you remember that?
Because I've done so many things in my life.
Yeah.
We've all had different jobs.
Yeah.
And this was a part-time job that I was working as a bartender.
Was that the Carmi Elks?
No, it's the Mount Carmel Elks.
Okay.
And Bruce Mendenhall and his wife and another couple. I just don't even want to mention their name because Bruce Mendenhall. They would come into the Elks. I want to say weekly, and my wife and I nicknamed them the Stare family.
The Stare family.
I am not making
Stare,
as in stare. So they'd sit down at the table. I'm not making this. I knew Bruce Mendenhall from that encounter because he'd run for mayor in Albion.
Yeah.
That's how I knew him.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Yeah, he ran for mayor and got beat.
Good.
Which is probably a good thing.
Thank goodness.
So they'd come in. So there's four people at a four seats at the table there. They would come up to the bar, get their beer. They didn't want a waiter. They'd come up to the bar, get their beer, sit down.
Not talk?
No, nothing. Total silence.
You're kidding me.
That's why we called them the Stare family. They just stared at each other.
All four of them.
Then they'd bring the bottles back up and get another one. They didn't want anybody to collect the empties or anything like that.
Didn't want to interrupt.
Didn't want any interaction with anybody but those four people. And they didn't say a word. And that's the way they were every time they came in. They just stared at each other. Odd. Very odd behavior. And zero tip. Zero tip. Of course, they didn't want to pay a tip because they went up in the bar and got their own drinks. But that was my only interaction with Bruce Mendenhall.
Wow.
But, that's you're that close to what turned out to be a serial killer.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Karma Purpura was the truck stop. I hate to call her a prostitute, but that's what she was. That's the person. That's the victim that he went on to trial for in Marion County, Indiana. Sherry Drinkard is the victim. He'll be going on to trial in the next case in Alabama. And then after that, he goes. I have to look it up.
Will they send him to Alabama
Yes.
now to the Alabama jail?
If the court in Alabama.
You said 2.5 days. How long? It was conviction, right?
Oh, it was a conviction. And they deliberated. I'm wanting to say it was less than 90 minutes to find him guilty.
Wow.
And but he'll go to Alabama next. And after that, I believe he goes to Lake Station, Indiana, which is up by Gary.
Didn't he put on a defense?
The defense was, the defense had virtually nothing. Well, there's nothing to work with.
Yeah.
Bruce, his excuse was there were two guys from Albion that followed him around everywhere he went, and he'd go in and get dinner and come out there and be a dead hooker in his cab of his truck. That was his defense. And those guys all had alibis, of course.
Those guys
they were nowhere near Bruce Mendenhall.
like ninjas, man.
Oh, man. But that's what he said happened. He said two guys from Albion just followed him all over the country, killing people and leaving them in the cab of his truck, sleeper cab. You'll see that on your bigger jobs.
We'll be right back, folks. That's a story. That's a heck of a story.
Well, it is.
Back in a sec.
Carson Auction Realty is pleased to offer at public auction 405 acres owned by the Richard Beaning Estate located in Clay and Wayne County, Illinois. This will be a combination live and online auction with bidding beginning February 1st. The live auction will be held Thursday, February 27th at 10 a.m. at the Thelma Keller Convention Center in Effingham, Illinois. This auction offers productive farmland, outstanding hunting, and ideal home sites and will be offered in 8 individual tracts ranging in size from 11 to 100 acres. Go to our website, www.carsonauctionrealty, for more information.
For service beyond the surface, call Carter Trucking in Fairfield. Carter's trucks are ready to haul your big freight and grain. So whatever you call Jeremy Carter, the Mucho Mulcho Man, the driveway doctor, the gravel guru, the pothole pirate, the rockin' redneck, the smooth operator, the mudhole master, or the happy hauler, just call him. 842-2022 to haul your big freight, grain, and more with trucks from Carter Trucking, Williamson Drive in Fairfield.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Having car trouble, need a tow, or just some routine maintenance? Butcher Automotive in Louisville has you covered. Locally owned and operated, Butcher Automotive offers complete vehicle repair services along with tire sales and wheel alignment. They're your local hand-cooked tire and interstate battery dealer. Butcher Automotive offers free local pickup and delivery so your car can be repaired while you're at work or at home. Butcher strives to treat everyone's vehicle as their own. At Butcher Automotive, they don't want you to give them your business, they want to earn it.
Cooper.
And I am Stacey Earlywhite, and together we host By the Way with Beth and Stacey.
It airs Monday through Friday on Wabash Channel 100 at 11 a.m. and again at 3 p.m.
We love to follow Clay County history, and we've been venturing out too in other counties. We absolutely love history.
You can also find us on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is By the Way with Beth and Stacey, or like and follow us on Facebook.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Toast!
Prost!
A lot of times people think this
You're
is...
looking at the wrong one. Look at that camera.
A lot of people think this is coffee. I got you fooled. You like brandy, don't you?
That's not brandy. It's coffee. It's
Yeah, boy.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Welcome back here to Big Talk with Bruce.
Murderers.
Linwell's Murderers Row Day today.
It is.
As we've got one or two more to go.
Oh, sure, but we may run out of time before we get to all of them.
Tell me a little bit about. I hear there is some news in the Ray Tate.
First of all, Ray Tate.
Ray Tate killed Sean Riley.
He killed Wayne County Sheriff's Deputy Sean Riley December 29th, I believe it was, 2021. Does that sound right?
I believe so.
Anyway, so he pled guilty in Wayne County and was sentenced to life in prison without any possibility of parole. He came back and said, I want to withdraw my guilty plea and vacate the sentence and everything because he claimed he was coerced and threatened. And anyway, so that went all the way through the court system, and it was a very lengthy hearing on that motion, which was denied by Judge Denton Odd. So he's done in Wayne County. He is absolutely done. There's no other appeal rights for him in that because that's all been adjudicated. But he was still in Clinton County. He's still in Clinton County because after he fled the scene and went to Missouri and shot a couple of people over there. He's
done in Missouri too, right?
Yeah, because those Missouri officials do not want to prosecute him over there. They don't want. They said we don't want to touch it. The victims were on board with that too. They didn't want to have to come to Illinois and testify and on and on and on. So Missouri's dead. No pun intended. So he's waiting. He's been convicted in Clinton County after he pled guilty to home invasion because he broke into this farmer's house over by Carlisle and held them hostage and shot the place up and threatened to kill everybody. There were two people in there. One of them was able to escape. But so he pled guilty to that. And he got a significant sentence, and I apologize, Bruce, but I don't remember how many years it was.
It was a lot. It was like 30, 40 years. Something.
It was a lot. But on top of a life sentence without the possibility of parole, it doesn't matter. Okay, so what does he do next? He pulls the card out of the same Wayne County playbook. He says, I want to withdraw my guilty plea and vacate the sentence because I was coerced into pleading guilty and I had an ineffective assistance of counsel.
Certainly in his rights.
Absolutely within his rights, because that's the way the judicial system works in America. And so he's technically not, he shouldn't get a public defender for this. He should be able to just do this himself pro se. But the judge in Clinton County says, I'm going to appoint you an attorney.
He wants him to have a
qualified attorney. And so there's no chance.
No chance for him to come back and say, ineffective.
So this hearing comes up a week or two ago, and so I watch it. It's all by Zoom because Ray Tate ain't going anywhere. Ray Tate's sitting in prison at Menard, Chester, Illinois.
He is an escape risk.
He is a big escape risk and wears the proper clothing that shows he's an escape risk. But anyway.
All with the Hannibal Lecter face thing.
That's the only thing missing. But anyway, so he appears in court. And by the way, the entire left side of his face was bruised terribly.
Oh, really?
So I'd say he perhaps stumbled or angered a inmate or perhaps a guard. I'm not sure which. But he was all bruised up and stuff, which was kind of nice to see. That's just me. That's not the Christian way. I know that. But anyway, so they appointed an attorney, a public defender for Mr. Tate, and the public defender. This is all on Zoom. Yes, Your Honor. Ray Tate, I have the appointment here. So now, is Mr. Tate currently in custody, Your Honor? Yes, Mr. Tate's in custody right now. Okay.
This is the Clinton County.
This is the Clinton County judge addressing the court-appointed defense attorney. He said, okay, well, has he had his pretrial detention hearing yet to where he can, do I need to help him with the pretrial detention? He's not eligible for a pretrial, he's not eligible for pretrial release.
He's not.
Oh, Your Honor, well, why is that? Well, he's convicted and serving a life sentence for murdering a police officer. Well, I didn't know that, Your Honor. I didn't know that. Well, thank you. Well, could you send me? All he had to do was Google this guy's name.
You're talking. So he might get ineffective.
He may get ineffective. At least at that juncture.
Okay.
At that juncture, he had no idea who he was representing, which I thought was odd, because he got this appointment not just right that 10 minutes before. He got that appointment days before, and he didn't,
days and weeks.
He didn't bother to look up who he was representing, and I thought that was an embarrassment to him. And I don't want to mention his name either. Obviously, he's an idiot. But anyway, that's what's going on with Ray Tate. He's still in jail. He's not going anywhere.
He's not getting out of jail.
But he will get his day in court in Clinton County. They'll have to bring him from Chester to Clinton County, and that just creates another escape
He's
risk.
already convicted. They won't do the appeal. They won't leave him in Menard.
No, he'll have to be in person for this. He was in person for the one in Wayne County when he appealed that too. He has the absolute right to appear in person, and he will. But all these pretrial hearings are by Zoom.
I did not. I did.
But he wants to be moved around because there's a chance that he can sneak away, which he has before.
And a good chance.
Yeah, he tried real. He almost got out of the Jefferson County Jail in Mount Vernon, and he did escape a prison down in Louisiana.
That's a wild story. Tell that part.
He was doing time in the New Orleans area, and what year was Hurricane Katrina? 2005. Katrina comes along, moving inmates because the prison's going to flood, and they're moving inmates. And he and a couple of other guys managed to escape during that moving process,
and nobody knew it.
Anyway, he was at large for a while, and I don't remember exactly the circumstances, but he was finally captured and put back in prison. So he has a proven escape risk.
Didn't they find him like one parish over or something like that?
Yeah, he had made it quite a ways.
Yeah,
but
one or two parishes over, and they didn't realize he was escaped.
He did not. They did not. He was just another mope to them,
Yeah.
But there was so much going on, so much confusion and chaos. It made sense that he was able to get away for a while.
Wow. There you go.
Crazy.
There's serial killer number 2. Well, not serial.
No, not a serial killer, but a heinous, worthless criminal, in my opinion. Worthless criminal.
We got any more? We may have another one. We may or may not.
Yeah, we may have an update on Megan Valentine.
We may have an update on a potential murderer, though we don't know.
Well, she's not been convicted. Been sitting in jail since November the 5th of last year.
We'll be right back. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. That's Lynn Wells giving us the court update. We'll be back after these.
Fashion is our passion at Carnaby Square. We specialize in customer service and have since 1980. Our multi-generational boutique features your favorite on-trend to classic Famous Maker fashions, footwear, accessories, and a massive inventory of Brighton. So come, relax, explore, and elevate your look with us. Everyone is welcome, where we always wrap it, tag it, and bag it for free at Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the court update here with Lynn Wells.
Bum, bum, just like Law and Order. Law and Order. Mariska Hargitay. She's my girlfriend.
She's still in that show?
Oh, my gosh, yes.
I thought she got out. She's already been in there like 25 years.
Yeah, what's that? Yeah.
22 years.
What's her mom's name? The beautiful actress? Pinup.
It wasn't.
No one Marilyn Monroe, no.
It wasn't Jane Mansfield, was it?
Yes.
It was Jane Mansfield.
That's Jane's daughter.
I did not.
Mariska Hargitay.
I'd heard that,
and Jane Mansfield, and she was killed in a car wreck, and Mariska was in the car when she was killed.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Must have been terrifically young.
Yeah, she was very young. I don't know how I got off. Law and Order.
We may as well stick with the whole
crime and
theme
corruption
of the show: crime and punishment, or not yet punishment. In this case, of course, the 3 months ago, the shooting,
horrible shooting of Judge Michael Valentine.
Judge Michael Valentine in Edwards County, and that's still undergoing all kinds of stuff.
Well, where we are right now in the not we, but where the case stands right now.
And these are all cases that you're keeping an eye on.
Oh, every day.
Yeah.
I have to check. I do check these every day, just in case something weird happens, because it has happened before. I mean, I'm telling you right now, if I don't check a case like that every day, I'll get on there and find out, oh, she pled guilty, and miss it. I mean, so you got to check on that stuff. Anyway, where the case stands now is it's in the what's it called, the discovery process. The prosecution, the investigators are giving the defense attorney their information and back and forth. Anything they got, they have to exchange by law.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on right now, and there's been a couple of delays in it. There was supposed to be a hearing on January the 20th, and it was moved again to the 27th, and then it was moved again to February 26th, and now it's been moved to March 7th.
And they've brought in, they finally have figured out counsel for both sides.
Yeah, she has hired an attorney.
Okay.
Out of Edwardsville, I believe. It was her last, Jessica Kester, I believe is her name. Okay. She's out of Edwardsville as her attorney of record. And anyway, so that case is still going on, and the next hearing will be in March 7th, I do believe, which would be a Friday, I think. But
okay. That's Friday the 7th. Yeah.
Something like that. Anyway, so that's where that case stands right now, and Miss Valentine is still in the White County Jail at Carmi.
There is apparently some matter of over a piece of evidence.
Yes, the defense filed a motion for the return of a key fob from the van which actually was Mr. and Mrs. Valentine's van, and apparently she left the household in that van, and before she drove around and turned herself in. Anyway, there's a key fob to that van that the defense has filed a motion to get that from the state police, because the state police are holding it as evidence, and the judge ruled as well, if this is not critical piece of evidence, I want to return. That still hasn't been resolved.
And the defense wants it back because I
think the family needs. She's in jail and he's dead, so I don't know who's driving it.
Well, that's the thing. Are they going to sell the van? They might need to sell the van.
The Judge Valentine's parents would like them to come live with them in Chicago.
Right.
There's two sets of grandparents in Albion. You got Megan's mother and Megan's father, they're divorced, but Megan's father is remarried, and I won't call this a battle at all. I don't want to call it a battle, but where's the kid?
It's a situation.
Where's the kid's going to wind up in perpetuity?
Right.
Will it be Chicago? Will it be Albion? And the judge has to make that decision, and so that is ongoing. I can't watch those cases. Technically, I should be able to, but Judge Thurston has kicked me out of all of the juvenile proceedings.
Really?
Because he's the judge, and I'm not. That's a battle that I'm not going to fight.
Well, and he doesn't want. He doesn't want. He wants to make sure the kids
get what they need, and I'll find out what happens eventually. But again, I don't want to poke my nose into something that it's terrible, those kids. But I have an opinion on it, but I won't express it here.
You got anybody else that you want to talk about that are no longer with us, Len?
Oh, No, I'm trying to think what other big cases are going on.
You know, I went to a funeral for the first time. I hadn't been to a funeral in quite some time, and
yeah, your mother's best friend.
my mother's was my mother's niece.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But basically it was her best friend growing up. My mother's was younger than her niece who just passed away. So I spent a lot of time. It makes you wonder. Makes you just makes you wonder. Think about of course this was a Baptist service, so it was like 2 hours
Glory.
long. I mean, it
was
good.
A lot of singing and carrying on.
From start to funeral to into the ground was like 2 hours. I was
into the ground. How cold would you? Could you? I can't believe you said that.
It was into the
ground.
To interment. Let's call it that then.
Okay, the finality of it. But the question I have, Bruce, do you believe in the afterlife?
Well, there must be. I mean,
seriously.
Certainly. Well, there must be something going on now.
I believe there is, personally. I do. And it brings me to a story of a couple of aunts of mine.
Yeah, I was going to say you had personal.
Actually, it was my aunt and her best friend.
Oh, okay.
Aunt Blanche and her best friend, Lena. Blanche and Lena.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're good people. I mean, they lived in Maunee all their lives.
So they're White County.
Oh, White County folks. But anyway, as they
White County River folks.
River folks. But you know what? When they got into high school, they got to playing women's softball. Girls love playing softball. I
don't mind.
Absolutely. Whatever you want to call that. But women's softball. They loved it. And they loved it so much that they both went to college and they played women's softball in college. Loved it. And then they got out of college and they just remained best friends. You know, Blanche and Lena, best friends. They even had some women's league softball.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, they did. They played in these women's league.
You know, that is wonderful that they were able to.
They love women's
softball. Stay friends
and active
and friends and able to continue this friendship for that.
So it comes.
How about this? Makes you feel good.
It does. It comes to a point though where Aunt Blanche knows that her friend Lena is reaching the end of her life. I mean, she can see the finish line. I mean, it's imminent, so to speak.
It's close by.
And so Blanche says to Lena, Lena, this is an odd thing for me to ask, but I'm going to ask it anyway. I know you're going to go to heaven because you're a good person.
Yeah.
I know that, but there's something I want to know is just because we're such great friends and we love sports. We've been playing women's softball all our lives. When you get to heaven, if there's any way in the world that you could communicate to me that there's women's softball in heaven,
wow!
I don't know how you can do it.
Yeah, because that would be heavenly for Blanche then, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, but I mean they both love women's softball. Yeah. So as you might expect, Lena passed.
Well,
and then they had a beautiful funeral and everything, and the farewell and the send off and everything.
Well,
and so
how touching.
So Blanche was wondering if she was ever going to get any communications from Lena, but one night, she saw this flash of light in her bedroom.
She did.
Yes, she did. She sat up like she had good sense.
You got 30 seconds.
And said, is that you, Lena? Yes, me, Lena. I told you I would, if I could, I'd communicate with you. Well, what's the deal? So I want you to know that there is women's softball in heaven.
Oh, wonderful.
And she said, it's fabulous. The weather's great. Everything's wonderful. We get to play all we want. Oh, that's great. She said, is there anything else? I said, yeah. You're going to be starting next Tuesday as a pitcher. You'll be the starting pitcher next Tuesday.
Starting for us Tuesday. How nice.
Blanche and Lena.
Well,
I'm so sorry. The end on a note like that.
Thanks for watching, folks. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Thank you, Lynn.
You're welcome.
See y'all next time.